Week, August 30th, Friday before long holiday weekend. So let's get started. This week's code of conduct is to maintain confidentiality of insider information learned about ECI or about our clients. Ben, anything to add?
Yes. Well, some of our clients actually have us sign confidentiality agreements regarding their facilities or their operations because, we're often working within somebody else's property or somebody's operation. Um, what I always tell people is if you feel like starting something with, I really shouldn't be telling you this, or I really shouldn't be talking about this, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust that gut.
Yeah, that gut feeling.
It's hard to take it back once you say it, right?
Yeah, and it can have the innocent conversation often can lead to just making a big mess that we have to figure out and fix, and feelings get hurt, and all kinds of things happen.
Mm-hmm. So good job this week. We added some days count from our recordable up to 28. So let's finish the week off strong today. And most importantly, coming back from the long weekend, that first Tuesday, after 3 days off, it's really critical. Usually we see that kind of uptick after a holiday, that first couple days coming back. We might see a little spike in incidents. So let's really focus in, not even today, but really that Tuesday JHA briefing in the morning is going to be critical for us to continue to day by day without a recordable injury. Yeah. Another 7 days from our last first aid. And then we did have an auto this past week, a little fender bender, again, backing, another backing incident. So really try to do our best to do those 360 walk arounds before you jump in it and throw it in reverse. Really ask for spotters if you need. And again, do not put yourself in a situation where you think you have enough room, but you're uncertain. When you assume or you think, those are those situations where we're wrong. Let's try to be more precise with our decision making, and let's know that we have enough room. If you're unsure, get out and look, or ask for help. And I think that will really help our backing incidents, because we're always just assuming that we can make it. We almost have too much confidence in our abilities, and it's that humbling approach that we're doing after the fact instead of trying to do it ahead of the incident. So I think everybody, if we can, let's try to separate that a little bit and just be more knowledgeable that we're making mistakes from just our kind of quick decision making when we're backing.
So try to park your vehicle so that when you get in it to leave, you can drive out.
That's one great best practice. Eliminating your backing completely.
A lot of times you can drive by the spot where you're going to park and just back in if you can. A lot of people here do it at the office, and most everyone I know that has an airplane, we don't pull into the parking spot of the airplane and park it up against the building. You back it in because you have to. You don't have reverse in an airplane, but in in the shop here, I see, just looking out, I see Haron's cars backed in. There's someone backing in right now out there, and there's a lot of good practice going on here, Matt, just so you know, with people backing in.
Yep, I see it.
So again, it's easier to do that drive by and look into that space and see what's happening, and then back right into it.
All right, so going into the long weekend, something that we're probably going to do a lot today on our job sites is housekeeping. Usually kind of button up the project for the long weekend, but I kind of wanted to highlight this today because it's not just today. We're going to be doing some housekeeping, but let's try to keep it clean, keep our projects clean throughout the remainder of the season, because we're going to start seeing a lot of changing in conditions. More rain's going to be coming come October, and then we're going to start seeing some snow fly. And that's when we see an uptick on slip, trips, and fall hazards and injuries. So let's really get in best practice. It's been a long summer, but short at the same time. But I know this is kind of that last push of the construction season. We're up against some deadlines. We got to try to get a lot done before plants close down. But again, we can't jeopardize safety and our housekeeping our project for production. So poor housekeeping can lead to tripping hazards over from loose objects or objects on the floor or stairs or platforms, being struck by something, slipping over greasy or wet surfaces, especially on concrete. Any projecting such as nails on plywood, things like that, that might be protruding, we could graze against or touch or handle. And also injuries to the hands and other parts, such as protruding nails or wire or steel strapping, like I mentioned before. So it's just, I think everybody kind of knows what good housekeeping is, but we just need to highlight it and keep our trailers, our job sites clean and orderly. It's easier to find our tools. It's easier. It's just an overall easier approach to the day-to-day of the work, to making sure that we're um, where everybody knows where things are and where things are kept. So some really good benefits of good housekeeping on the kind of the more proactive side is less need for handling things multiple times. It could be very frustrating trying to find things and don't know where things are, or moving things 3 or 4 or 5 times. Again, that can get some frustration. So having a good system in place goes a long way. Again, fewer slipping and tripping accidents from walking over or around everything. Fire hazards are decreased when we have good orderly, from where all of our, say, lumber and rebar and trash, everything has a place in the home. More effective use of our available space. Our job sites are getting smaller and smaller. The blueprint of these projects are extremely tight. So it's again, it's a way for us to be able to utilize our space more effectively when we just don't have just mountains of just construction debris all over the place. Tools and materials are easier to find. And the biggest thing, and you see this in a lot of our the best projects that seem to have less turmoil on, is that improved morale and productivity from just having a clean and orderly job site. It's kind of goes back to that code of conduct is a positive professional image, and to me that kind of speaks as housekeeping. A good, clean, safe job has really good housekeeping. So again, effective program, we push it kind of yearly through this kind of overall housekeeping. Tom and I will look at trailers and offer up some guidance of going through and say, hey, now's a good time to probably clean that trailer out. Um, it's really it's really critical important that we properly store all sorts of our fall protection and our safety systems properly, our chains and rigging, all that stuff like we talk about throughout the year, because it really keeps the life of that. And also when you need to use it, it's going to be up to the highest standards and specifications to protect you from those hazards that we're trying to work so hard to avoid or eliminate. So try to do it day by day. Here, we're going to do it today. I know we are. So on that Tuesday, on that Wednesday next week, let's not let those bad behaviors slip in, and let's maintain this good, clean job site that we're going to get today, and let's maintain it throughout the rest of the construction year. And then just practice good practices with our debris. You know, everybody knows where the roll-offs are here at the shop and the out back. Utilize those. And if you need any more trash or bins or anything on site, utilize the tool crib, and then remove any unused materials, anything that you don't not need it, and you're on a really tight job site. You know, have a good coordination and communication of where everything is, so everybody's in the know and can work safely and effectively on our projects. So let's tighten it up today, and let's kind of keep those good practices moving forward throughout the construction season. That's really all I had today. If anyone wants to jump in, feel free.
Make sure to straighten up my trailer before I go around looking at other people's. Just a couple of quick things from me. Truck tailgates, like dump trucks and stuff like that. Make sure that you don't have any rocks or anything on those. We've been damaging a lot of windshields lately, so before you leave the pit or before you leave the job site, just make sure you're walking around, taking a look at what's going on. A couple of the truck drivers have reached out to me saying the shop staff has been going above and beyond to look into safety issues and make sure that all our trucks are safe on the road for our drivers and for the general public. And also, it's a holiday weekend, so shout out to the shop staff, Pat, and everybody. And then it's a holiday weekend, so make sure your job sites are very secure when you leave today.
Yep.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay, I will share my screen. I picked the right one here. There we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
We got it.
All right. Okay, for announcements today, it's of course Labor Day weekend coming up Monday. So as we've been talking about, the ECI offices are closed. So we need to also submit our time records by 6 a.m. on Tuesday so they can be processed for payroll. And again, talking about security, good housekeeping, and making everything safe for your job sites and secure from vandalism too, but also for the traveling public. Make sure that it's all buttoned up so no one can casually walk in and get hurt or cause problems. The another announcement here: the 304 keys and locks are being phased out. So check with the safety department for replacements. I guess those must be available now, you guys.
They are. We're going to be bringing them mostly out to you during our site visits. So we're going to
Okay.
kind of swap them out during
Yep.
site visits over the next couple weeks. So no
Yep.
really need to come to the tool crib or to find them. We're just going to come find you guys and get them swapped out.
Yep. Okay. And then from the previous week, we have the notice on the ECI profit sharing for 2023 fiscal year. So hopefully you've checked your 401k plan. If you haven't, it's easy to do once you're set up, and I think it's pretty easy to get set up. You should check with the office here in Morgan Stanley. Actually below we have an announcement that next week Morgan Stanley will be at ECI on Friday, September. I was combining Friday and September somehow.
That's okay.
Yeah, Friday, September 6th, half-hour meetings available, so check with accounting department. Also in between there, we announced last week that mulch hay is being stored up at the Bushy Pit, so please return excess bales to the location. And we have the social media connections here to Facebook and to Instagram. We have some new employees. We have Tyler Sherman, who will be concrete division employee. Colin Moss in the civil division, and Chris Booth in paving. So welcome all these guys. And then I have a link to the ECI Primary Care Wellness Program. So you can check that out and get enlisted in the program if you're not already. And for this week's Project of the Week, we are just celebrating the 2024 Labor Day by looking at some of the pictures of our guys out there getting things done. It was just yesterday. There's some concrete sawing for demo, it looks like. Here's keeping our fleet clean. Isn't that great? And a little paving. And let's see what else we got here. Oh, putting the erosion stone inside of the culvert. That looks like it must be up at Morristown. Pretty big chunks in there. Here's some traffic signal work over near Five Corners at the Crescent Connector. So mechanics hard at work, servicing our fleet, maintaining. And this is probably Royalton.
Richmond.
That was Richmond, yes. Yes, that's right. That would have been last year when the girders came in, but yeah, Richmond. Sorry. Let's see. So this is St. Albans concrete guys doing the work for the tanks. Laying the rebar in. This looks like a muddy mess, which sometimes we have to deal with.
Chimney corners of Milton.
Okay. It's very slurry in there. And there's another Milton Chimney Corners job up there doing the mud processing. Another one from Richmond. And the railroad crew. Not sure. This might be White River Junction, I believe, but I'm not sure.
You guessed right.
Yep. Good stuff. There's Jim looking through his pump there, the ground pump, looking right through the open cabinets.
He's wondering what you're doing inside his pump.
Oh, I had both doors open and I saw him there. I got my camera out and I said, "Hey, Jim." I went click. Like, what'd you do that for? You got somebody peeking out from underneath the inside a structure here. I think he's hooked up to a cord there. And getting some concrete in the ground. I forget where this one is.
The digester up in St. Albans.
Oh, that's one of the building part of the digester, yeah. And this is earlier in the season at Exeter. Looks like they're trying to figure out how to do a field fix, get the welding out, welding equipment. Little shot of concrete here. This might be Sayans Bridge. I'm not sure.
That was the Burlington wastewater.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, the sewer. Yep.
And we get concrete guys doing a little flat work here. I think that was Essex Crescent Connector. I recognize this as looks like the East Albert Trestle. Say, the guys out there on the bridge on kind of a cooler day. Must have been early in the season.
Yeah.
Now, this guy, look at the plan table these guys built for themselves. That's pretty impressive.
Where does that piece go?
Yeah, right. And this was Montpelier. I don't know who's it driving. I can't quite tell. That's Rob Kneebone there helping out. I think maybe doing some training. I'm not sure, or maybe
Gene
just
Goslet might be Gene.
oh, it's Gene in there. Yeah, Gene and Rob.
so.
I think they had to catch a ride back and forth or something that day. Is Nathan doing some anchor testing up in Morristown? And this location looks familiar.
It's actually Morrisville Plaza last Saturday. That's a bank in the background. The big lots.
Oh,
Yeah, folks. That was Montpelier. This was down there in on 89, or one of the ramps over 89. That's 89 right below where the vehicle's passing below us. All cool labor work here. And oh, here's some of the office guys.
negotiation.
Yeah, they're negotiating equipment, I think. And then, does anyone know who this guy is?
Scott Burns.
How can you tell? Scott Burns. Scott, you out there?
Nice lock, Scott.
Yep. Very stylish. All right, everybody, have a good long weekend, Labor Day weekend. Be safe. Enjoy yourself. Relax. We get the kind of the later push of the season here, so this is just a good chance to get caught up on everything you do on a long weekend. So take care, and I'll turn it back over to Safety Department.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Ben.
Have a good weekend, you guys. Be safe.
If you're watching the group setting, please send over attendance. That'd be much appreciated. And recording will be up here in about 30 minutes. And let's have a great day. Let's have a safe day. Let's have a great weekend. See everybody on Tuesday.
Okay, see you guys.
Yeah.